Good morning, everyone. This is Bridget with Horse Auctions USA, and I wanted to pop on here and go over online bidding for Simon Horse Company's Twin Cities horse sale this Saturday. This will be our first time doing this sale, and we are super, super excited to be a part of it. The Twin Cities horse sale is a long-standing sale, one of the largest ones around, with an incredible selection if you want show horses, performance horses from finish to prospects. They have got them. 200 head in the catalog, and then they'll have a supplement after. There's a very heavy emphasis on AQHA, APHA, and APHC horses. So yeah, something for everyone. And like I said, everything from weanlings right on up. And not just show horses. If you're not in the market for a show horse, they've got trail horses, cow horses, ranch type using horses, family trail horses, the whole gamut. There's some super cute ponies consigned, just a really, really good mix. And most importantly, like top quality horses. So something I think you'll really enjoy, and we are super excited to be going. So I wanted to do a quick online bidding video tutorial because I think sometimes it is easiest if you can kind of see things in action. Simon Horse Company historically has used Cattle USA, and Cattle USA will be available on sale day as well. So this is going to be in addition to Cattle USA. And we have some key differences with them. So I just want to make sure that we go over all of that, and everyone has all the information they need to bid online if they can't come in person. So first and foremost, the important stuff. The sale is held in Cannon Falls, Minnesota at Simon Arena. It is the Twin Cities Horse Sale. If you go to their website, which is simonhorsecompany.com, as you can see here, you will find all kinds of information about the facility. You'll find the online catalog, their PDF version, and that catalog does have some fantastic information in here. Everything from hotels, to the area, to the layout of the barn. It's very, very thorough, and you're going to find a lot of the answers to your questions right there in that catalog. So to bid online with Horse Auctions USA, you have two options available to you. You can use our app, or you can bid on the website. If you're going to be using your phone, a tablet, any kind of mobile device, I'm going to strongly encourage you to use our app simply because it is laid out perfectly for mobile devices. It is super, super user-friendly. You do not have to be even remotely adept at using your smartphone. If you feel like your smartphone is smarter than you, you're going to be okay here. It's not hard to use at all. Overwhelmingly, our users who have it enjoy it, find it super easy to use. So there's a couple of different ways that you can get to the app. The first is to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, whatever device you have, and then in the search bar, you're going to type Horse Auctions USA, and our logo is going to pop up, and you will just click Get or Install, depending on which store you have, and you are off to the races. Alternatively, you can go to horseauctionsusa.com and click on our app, and that's going to bring you here to a little download screen. Make sure you do this obviously on the device you want to download it on, and then you are good to go. For those of you who want to use your browser, you can use any browser you wish. This will work in all of them, from Edge to Safari to Chrome. I do recommend that you use Chrome because it is the most up-to-date browser, but again, you can use whatever browser you prefer. You folks are going to type bid, that's B-I-D, horse auctions with an S at the end, USA.com, and hit enter. So whether you are using your browser or the app, the rest of this is pretty much the same. When you first open your app or first punch that address into your browser, it's going to bring you to our landing page. And as the name implies, Horse Auctions USA, we're all over the place. So you're going to see like a whole listing of the sales coming up. And we do have a sale Wednesday night. We do have a sale Thursday night. So there are going to be a couple of sales. They show in chronological order. There will be a couple of sales that'll pop up before Twin Cities. Once we get to Friday, Twin Cities will be the first sale that you see because that will be the next sale. So you're going to find Twin Cities, that's the sale we want, and you're going to click View Auction. And if you're on the app, the display, the only difference here is the display is vertical to fit your phone. But same thing, you're going to click View Auction. What that's going to do is that is going to bring up an index, if you will, of the horses that are listed. So what's here currently are the catalog horses, and there are 200 of them. Supplement horses will be added, and I'll be adding those right up through, like up to the minute through sale day. And you can just kind of scroll down through and see what all is there. This is not the full listing. I've had people kind of get hung up here and think that's all, and they want to know more, but they can't see more. Well, this is not the whole listing. Like I said, this is an index. If they have a video and there's a link to it, I've indicated that right in their description. So let's just click on this guy since it says he's got a video. So that's going to bring up his full listing. This is going to have all of his information. The first thumbnail is the picture. The second thumbnail, when they have a video, is the video. So then you can play the video right there and you're off. So that's how to navigate that. So like I said, you can kind of scroll down through here. If you're looking for something very specific and you don't want to scroll, you can use a keyword search. Let me just do that again so you can see. So there's a little search glass here. So you click that and you can use a keyword. If it mentions Roan anywhere in the description, it's going to pull it up. Okay, so for those of you pressed for time or looking for something very specific, that little search option might be something that you kind of like to use. So that's just a little bit about how to navigate the catalog. As I mentioned before, there's some key differences between us and Cattle USA, and I want to touch on those so that you guys know. The first one is you do not have to have an account to watch the sale. So we'll be streaming, of course, live on Saturday morning. And if you have absolutely no intention whatsoever of bidding and you just want to watch the sale, you can do that. You don't have to make an account. You'll just navigate to here. You'll click View Live, which when we're actually live, that will pop up, and you can just go ahead and watch. You don't have to sign in or anything like that. The other thing is registration. Our registration to bid online is set up to be hands-free and be pretty seamless and quick and get you up and running off to the races just as fast as possible. It'll take you 3 or 4 minutes tops, and you can register right up through the sale. You can register in the middle of the sale. If we're 100 horses in, you can register. So you're not stuck with some sort of cutoff. You don't have to register days in advance or anything. You can just get registered and go straight to bidding. So if you don't want to register until Saturday morning, you absolutely can do that. So let's talk about how to do that. You'll notice under every single listing, it says register to bid. So you can click register to bid under any horse in the sale. Doesn't matter which one, any of them will do it. I'm going to click here. And that's going to bring up this screen. Now, an important note about this screen. If you have never bid with Horse Auctions USA before, you have not had an account with us before, don't put your email and password up here because you don't have an account, right? So you're not in the system yet. If you're brand spanking new to us, you want to go down here to this bottom one and click No Account, Sign Up Here. And then you're going to go ahead and put your name, your email, make a password, make sure that that is checked, and click Continue. The next screen will have you put in your address, your phone number, and the reason we're hands-free, a credit or a debit card. Now, this is very important. You need to register with a debit or a credit card in order to bid online at Horse Auctions USA. I hate that we have to do that, but we are subject to scammers just like the rest of the world, and I need to know that my folks on the other end are real people, that you are over the age of 18 and you have a valid payment method, okay? So we're going to have you put that card in. When you do, Horse Auctions USA is going to do a pre-authorization on the card for $1,000. It is not a charge. Not a charge. Can't stress that enough. It's just a pre-authorization like when you rent a car, get a hotel room, etc. It's going to fall off like it was never there, but it is going to go on there pending. So you will, if you have mobile banking, you'll probably get a notification from your mobile banking. Again, don't panic. If you actually get into your banking and look, you'll see it's just there pending. And then it's going to vanish. It's not going to show up as a reversal usually or anything like that. It's going to show just go away. And that happens automatically on my end. When it reflects on your end is very dependent on the bank. As soon as the sale is complete, it falls off on my end. Usually it's the next business day for most banks. For some banks, it's the second business day. And I'm sorry, I have no control over that. Please know it's released immediately on my end. And again, Hate that we have to do that, but we need to protect the sale company as well. So an unfortunate necessity, but again, not charging you to register to bid. It isn't going to cost you a thing. It is going to put a pre-authorization on that card. You will actually make your final payment for any winning bids directly to Twin Cities Horse Sale. You're going to pay them directly. You're not paying Horse Auctions USA. They'll reach out to you at the conclusion of the sale, and you will make your final payment to them. So again, the card is just to get you registered. It's just to keep you from having to send in banking information and contact the office and all that jazz. It's so you can get up and running quickly. Okay, so you'll do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and get in my bidder account so you guys can see what it'll look like once you are actually registered. So let's do this. Do make sure that it says remember me on this device, unless of course you're using a public computer, then never do that. Okay, now things have changed, and I want to draw your attention to how they have changed. First and foremost, my name is now in the upper right-hand corner. That tells me I am logged into my account. The second thing that has changed is that the register to bid prompts under all of the horses now say bid instead of register to bid. That tells me that I am not only logged in, but I am in a sale that I am registered to bid at. It's a really good practice, guys, to get into when you're using the app or the website, to just kind of right out of the gate, as soon as you open the app or as soon as you go to the website, make sure you see your name here. The reason I tell you that is this. When we are live on Saturday and, the horses are selling, it is an auction. And while some of these horses, will take a little bit longer to sell, at the end of the day, it's still fairly fast-paced, right? So I've had people in the past, shop the horses, pick out their favorite horse. They're ready to go. They've done their due diligence. They're ready to bid. Sale day comes. They're watching the sale. They never, ever gave a second thought to whether or not they were logged in. The horse they want to bid on comes in, but they never logged in, so they can't bid. By the time you get back out, get yourself logged in, and then get over here to bid, there's a very good possibility that that horse will have already been sold. So I tell you this just to prevent that from happening to you. Make sure the first thing you do is verify that you are in fact logged in if you're going to be watching and bidding live on Saturday. That way you're not, devastated when you accidentally didn't log in and couldn't bid when your horse comes in. So when we're live, and I'm going to go over, there's a couple ways to bid here, but we're going to go over live bidding first, and I'll show you why we're going to do that. When we go live, I'm going to have you click on the first lot, which is a practice bidding lot. And so this lot has got lots of information here. I'm going to encourage you to read that. And also, you can place practice bids on this lot. So if you kind of want to get a feel for things, go ahead and use this lot. You can place absentee bids, which we'll go over in just a minute. And then on Saturday, on sale day, I will do my very best about 5 minutes before we actually start the horses to open this lot and make it live. So those of you who want to practice bidding live can do so. I'm not going to promise that'll happen, but I will do my very best. If the sale schedule will allow that Saturday morning, we will do that, just so you can kind of get some practice bids in and boost your confidence for using this. Again, it's lot 0, the sale information and practice bidding lot. That's a no holds barred lot. Knock yourself out, you guys. Any bids you place on this lot only are just for practice, okay? They don't count. And like I said, lots of good information. If you want a downloadable version that you can print, you can click here and get that from the practice lot. And it kind of goes over all of the basics. So, all right, let's just pretend we're live on Saturday. Yep, we're good to go. We've clicked view live, and when you do that, this main icon here is going to change to the video. You'll have real-time audio and video. There is no delay on our end, so you'll be off to the races. And this is your bid button, okay? So this is the equivalent of you sitting there in person and holding your bidder's card up. I know some people have a hard time following auctioneers, and if that's the case for you, don't worry about that. Robbie Rayner will be reading pedigrees on Saturday, and you will be able to hear Robbie crystal clear. So he's going to tell you all about the horses. He's going to give you the pertinent information. Then when the auctioneer starts doing his job, if you have a hard time trying to follow the auctioneer or follow the chant, you need to worry about the numbers the auctioneer is saying, all right? Don't worry about the chant, worry about the numbers. And that's what this is, your bid button. I will keep up with the auctioneer, and so however much money he is asking for is the number that's going to be here, okay? So that's what you want to be looking at. So let's just pretend for the moment that we are live, and the auctioneer is currently asking for $1,000, and yes, I want to bid $1,000, so I'm going to click bid $1,000, and I want to show you this. This is super important. See how it says confirm bid? I have not bid yet. You need to click twice. I'm going to confirm my bid. Bam. There is absolutely no question that I am currently the high bidder now. It says I'm the high bidder. It's turned green. No question. So when you're watching live, make sure that you confirm your bid. Okay? Because if you just leave it on, if you just click bid once and it just says confirm bid, I'm not going to get your bid. So once to bid, twice to confirm, good to go. So that's for the live bidding. Like I said, you're going to watch and bid in real time. But you can also place early absentee bids, and that is why it currently asks you if you want to bid on the listed horses. When would I recommend you use this? There's a couple of scenarios. The obvious ones are maybe you are unable to watch live on Saturday for whatever reason. You got to work, there's a family thing, whatever. So those situations may not allow you to watch and bid live. The ones that are more often overlooked that I want to draw your attention to are the following scenarios. The first being, if you have horses, you probably live in rural America. And in much of rural America, internet service may or may not be right up to par, right? Maybe you have limited internet service abilities out where you live. And you know, if this applies to you, if you try to download something and it takes a day and a half, or it's constantly buffering, that's you. As I mentioned earlier, there will be no delay on our end, so I'll be transmitting to you in real time with no delay. However, I have absolutely no control over what delay may be present on your end. So if you live in an area with spotty service or you're going to be traveling and so cell service is questionable, again, you might want to think about using this absentee bidding option. The third scenario where I recommend thinking about this is if you are a person who finds big decisions under pressure, anxiety inducing. Okay. Buying a horse is a pretty big deal for the vast majority of people, right? It's a big purchase. And the auctioneers do go fairly fast. And sometimes people are just a little blindsided and overwhelmed when it comes time to get to the live auction. And it's a lot of pressure to click that bid button, in a limited amount of time. And if that sounds like it might pertain to you, then maybe the absentee bidding is a good option for you. The horses that are listed, the majority of them have extensive information. There's a lot of videos. Several of them have the owner's contact information. So you are able to shop the horses ahead of time to your satisfaction and then place your absentee bids. And when you do that, it'll kind of take the pressure off. I want to talk about that absentee bidding a little bit, because there's a couple of things that are very important that you need to know. The first is, let me place my max bid here, how to do it, right? So you see there's a little drop down arrow next to the bid button. That's where you're going to place an absentee bid. You're going to click that arrow and it says create max bid. So I'm going to go ahead and put a $2,500 max bid on here, and I'm going to keep this max bid low because I want you guys to get in here and knock me out. So I've shopped this practice lot. That's where I feel comfortable. That's the most I want to spend. So I'm going to place my max bid. This is what I want to draw your attention to. So you guys just saw me place a maximum bid for $2,500. But as you'll see, it still says I'm the high bidder at $1,000. I've had people be hesitant to use the absentee bidding option because they're afraid the computer, if they place a $5,000 or a $10,000 bid, the computer's just going to, bam, put them in for that. It is not going to do that. Once you place a max bid, what you have basically done is instructed the computer to act as your agent from here on out. Kind of like eBay. For those of you who used eBay, back in the day we all did, I think. So the computer, I put that max bid in, and the computer knows I was already the high bidder at $1,000, so it is just not going to budge. It's like, yep, duly noted. You've got, more money there to use if we need it. My bid is not going to move from this $1,000 mark until one of you come along and knock me out. And then the computer's going to put me back in. So if one of you comes along and you bid $1,500, does that mean the computer's going to put me in at $2,500? Nope, it sure doesn't. It's going to bid by increments. The computer's going to put me back in at 17.5, right? So the computer's going to bid by the lowest available increment to keep you in the lead up to your max bid. Its job is to keep you in the lead for the lowest possible amount. So don't be afraid to put that number in there thinking the computer's just going to run with it. It is not going to do that. Once you do that, the computer's job is to work on your behalf. The second thing about using this bidding, let's just say you've placed an an absentee bid on this lot, and then this horse comes in and they say, by the way, he cribs when he's stalled. But that information was not available here. Right then and there, I'm going to knock your bid out, okay? Because that changed the game. That changed the information that was available, and now the people who are there with us in person have information that you did not have available when you placed your bid, and that keeps the playing field from being level. So we don't need that. We don't need you to get any unwelcome surprises. So please know if there's an announcement or an observation made when the horse comes in that changes the information you had available to you, I'm going to take your absentee bid out of the game. And I can see who's live, and I have a lot of people who will place these absentee bids ahead of time and then still watch live. And that's a great option, actually, guys. That way there's no question if there's going to be a delay or a lag and you don't miss out. If you place your bids, you can still watch live, and you can jump in and raise the bid, or jump in and, go to live bidding if it takes you out and you decide you still want to go and you want to go a little bit higher. You can do those things. So like I said, if something comes in that changes the information, and I can see you're live, I'm going to lean over and I'm going to say, Jeff, just make sure you heard that. This horse does in fact crib when he's stalled. I'm going to take your bid out. So I'll delete your bid. Now, if you're okay with that, like, yep, I still want that horse even though he's a cribber, you can absolutely pop right back in there and rebid. No problem. But we do that for your protection. So just know if I knock you out on sale day, I'm knocking you out for that reason. Okay. It is to protect you. So that's how to use the absentee bidding. And I want you to not be afraid to use that. Don't be afraid. The computer's not going to run with it. And I'm going to knock you out if there's some information, that wasn't disclosed here that you need to know. And again, a really good choice. I have a lot of people who choose to use kind of a hybrid option of the things available. They'll place their max bids, where they feel pretty comfortable at, and then watch live. And for those of you with poor internet service, that might be a really good option. You'd really rather bid live, but just in case, you might want to put a max bid in there, on the lower end of your max, and then watch live, and then you can jump in and bid live to raise it if you need to at sale time. So that's kind of the basics. You can star, once you're logged in, you made an account, you can star your favorites to kind of make a watch list, right? And you can ask it to send you a reminder when that horse is going to be coming in. We will go in numerical order. They may shuck horses around, like maybe, number 3 comes in before number 2. That's always a possibility. That's just to kind of keep things moving. But as a general rule, they're going to go in numerical order, okay? Once you're done bidding, you're going to need to reach out to the Twin Cities Horse Sale office directly, and you will make final payment directly to them. All right. And if you need any kind of layover board or help with transport, you're going to want to reach out to them for that as well. So again, online bidder registration, absentee bidding are open and available to you now. I would encourage you to register ahead of time, and that way if you have a little hiccup, I'm available to help you. Once we're live on the auction, I will of course still help you if I can. I'll do everything in my power. It's just hard for me to run the internet and, troubleshoot something on the phone at the same time. So just kind of keep that in mind. But again, you can absolutely jump in and register bids smack dab in the middle of the sale on Saturday. No problem. You just get your stuff in there and off to the races you go. Any questions, any problems, please reach out to me. Again, my name is Bridget. My cell phone is 336-904-8903. You can call or text. Quick note that on Thursday night from about 7:30 p.m. on, I will be on an auction block in Oklahoma. So I definitely won't be able to answer the phone during that time, but otherwise I should be available. So thank you, everyone. Super, super excited to be headed to Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Great lineup of horses. Can't wait to see all of you there.